Hey folks, how you doing? You're here on Substack, and we are going to discuss a few things that are going on today. I'm not going to introduce myself because you probably know me. I've had a podcast on here for quite some time. If you're a subscriber, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And if you could, and you get an opportunity to share this with somebody else, because a lot of people out there have no release. Okay, they've got people doing YouTube channels that look like they're I don't know, Dan Rather. That doesn't do anything for me. I want honesty. I want passion. That's what I want. That's what Substack's for. Okay. I just got done with my YouTube channel, and I had to be very careful what I said because I don't want to get any strikes against me. Well, I'm on Substack now, so they can all go F themselves. Okay. So YouTube, not on this channel. I don't care. Okay. Bottom line, we're talking about epic fury. We're talking about the fact that we've got a ceasefire at the moment with Iran, which I don't think it's gonna work. These people are animals, okay? And I'm talking about radical Islam. These people are animals. They know nothing but force. That's the only thing they respond to. So, what do you do when you got a bully in a room? The only way you respond to him is in kind, is right back at his ass. Okay. That's the way you do it. You get in his face, you let him know I may get beat up, but guess what? You're going to know you're in a fight. And that's what we need to do. We need to exterminate these assholes. That's what we need to do. I say this 2-week ceasefire, that's fine. They're going to violate it probably today. This is what, the 8th? I mean, it won't surprise me if they do, because they have absolutely no control over what's going on in their own damn country. This IRCG, which I think is a bunch of yahoos, they can all go fuck themselves. That's what I say. I'm sick of this. It's 47 years of this bullshit you and I have been putting up with. 47 years. Every time we turn around, who's the main character in the Middle East that's causing all this trouble? Some would say Israel, and you may be right at some level. But who's the one hiring proxies to do their fighting for them? It's Iran. And Joe Biden, bless his stupid little heart, his evil black heart, unfroze $4 billion worth of basically money that they could go out and purchase. What would you call them? They're mercenaries. That's what they are. They're having other people fight their wars for them. That's what they're doing. Iran is evil. The mullahs are evil. I want to know, where the hell are the feminists in this deal? You see what they're doing over there in Iran to women, and they've been doing it for the last 50 years. Not a fucking word from these feminists. Not a single word. All we're worried about is whether or not we got the same amount of pay and a job. Okay, that's fine. That's an issue. But shouldn't you be over there worried about what they're doing to females in Iran on a daily basis? I have no respect whatsoever for a feminist in the United States. If you don't mention that, you have to mention that. You have to mention what Islam does to women, their belief system about women. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, you bomb them into submission. You bomb them until you've got them all. Because I tell you what, I said it earlier. If you've got a cockroach in your kitchen, you walk into a rental property you own, you see a cockroach. Guess what? What's the first thing you think? Well, where there's one, there's probably 100, right? Same thing here. Cut the head off the snake. We did that already. We did cut the head off the snake. The problem is the snake's still flipping around. His tail's still wobbling. You have to stomp these people out. Now, is that going to be bad for the Iranian people? Absolutely. There's going to be suffering. There's no doubt about it. But in my opinion, what we should have done a long time ago, and I know the Democrats will scream war crimes, but you have to go after their fresh water systems. You have to. You have to go after their electrical systems. You have to make it where they cannot create war anymore. That's what you have to do. You have to make it possible for the Iranian people to take control of that country. And until you destroy and kill most of the IRCG, that's not going to happen. These people are always going to have the upper hand. That's what we need to do. And what has it been? 5 weeks? Yeah, what is it? 28th of February is when we started. So it hasn't even been, well, it's been 5 weeks. What if we stay 5 months? Is that okay with you? How long did the Vietnam War last? How long did the Iraq War last? How long did the Afghanistan War last? I say 5 months. So what? So what? Let's get it done. I don't want to be dealing with this again. I don't know about you, but I do not want to be dealing with this again. I want this ended, and I want it ended now. Now, is Donald Trump making the right call by giving them a 2-week ceasefire so they can negotiate? Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Diplomatically, it's probably the thing to do. It probably is. I mean, overall, because they're going to violate it. They're going to. They want to enrich uranium to the point where they can use it. They can make it. They can make their own weapon, and they can use it against Israel. And if they find a delivery system and they can create a delivery system, they would love to do it to us. The first thing they'll do, if let's just say that they would get a nuclear bomb, they would have that capability. They're not going to use it on the United States right off the bat. They're going to attack a base that's within striking distance of Iran. That's what they're going to do. They're going to attack a military base. And how do we act? How do we respond to that? Do we nuke them? I don't know. I mean, there comes a certain point when you have to say enough is a frickin' enough. And I think we're nearing that time right now. I really do. I think Trump's been more than understanding and more than diplomatic. If I was in that position, I'm not sure I'd be like that. Because you're talking about a regime that's killed like 30,000 of their own people because those people did not agree with them. You cannot negotiate. You cannot talk to these people. They deserve to be exactly where the Ayatollah is. The only way you win this is if you exterminate them all. Islam in general, I tell you what, folks, I have done some studying on this. I've read the Quran, not read it, but I've seen excerpts from it. It is not a peaceful religion. Don't let anybody kid you. It's not peaceful. It calls for the death of people that don't agree with you. So what do you do? If someone is hell-bent on killing you, how do you respond to that? How would you respond to it? If somebody said, let's say you're at home and you get a phone call and somebody says, "Hey, I'm coming after you," or say it's someone, an acquaintance, and they let you know, first chance I get, I'm going to kill you. What do you do? What do you do? Well, first of all, you call the police. You would show them evidence. But what if there's nothing the police can do? What do you do? I don't know about you, but I start carrying a gun. I start looking over my shoulder. And I'd be ready to go down that rat hole. I would say, you know what? You come after me, you're going to pay. It's going to be that simple. There's not going to be any negotiating. You come after me, you're going to pay with your life. It's that simple. It's the only thing they know. It's the only way this ends. This thing in Iran, we've been dealing with this for 47 years. I say it's time to stop. I say it's time to put your foot down. And I guarantee you, if this doesn't get done today or in the next year, when Donald Trump is no longer in office, the Democrats will turn around and bow down to this country again. You can bet on it. And then the next thing you know, we'll have problems with Hamas. We'll have problems with Hezbollah. The Houthis will start attacking ships in the Strait. That's what's going to happen. Right now, what did they do? What was their first reaction to having we have got our hands around their throat? What was their first reaction? Shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah. So not only are they going to make the United States suffer, they're going to make the entire world suffer. That's how they operate. They don't know anything else. That's all they know. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I have had my fill. I'm tired of turning on the TV and finding out something's going on in the Middle East. Now, does that mean that everything will be perfect in the Middle East from this day forward? Of course not. Israel's still there. You've still got radical Muslims living in other countries that are still going to probably attack Israel, wish them dead. But this is a large chunk of it. This is people, this is a group that has been funding this from the get-go. And I tell you, 47 years ago, I was probably in my 20s. Or no, I'm trying to think 47 years ago. Yeah, 20s-ish, I'll never forget. And by the way, Jimmy Carter, worst president. I think he was a decent man. I think he was a decent soul. I think he meant to do well, but he was surrounded by people that were just absolute assholes. Okay. But point is, he's the one that decided that you want to negotiate with terrorists. You can't do it. You simply can't do it. He wanted to, we tried to go in and save the hostage. You know the story if you know anything about history. If you know anything about history, you know what I'm talking about. Did it work? No, because we're still dealing with them. We're still dealing with them. And the problem is you've still got people who are Jimmy Carter-esque in Congress and people running for office. Look at Kamala Harris, for God's sakes. Can you imagine where we'd be right now if Kamala Harris had won the election in 2024? Where would we be? I don't know. I think we'd be kissing Iran's ass is what we would be doing. I mean, we'd probably be helping them out. We'd let the Strait be probably mined, and all we'd say is, well, we really can't do anything about this. We dodged a bullet, folks, in 2024. Democrats don't even realize it. People I know that are Democrats don't even realize what happened. They have no grasp of history and what could have been. I mean, I'm not looking into my magic ball here, my crystal ball. But it doesn't take much of a crystal ball to figure out how our country would have been if that idiot had been elected. So, end of the day, I say, and this is, I'm going to give you a metaphor here. I say we dispose of them all and we salt the ground behind us. That's what I say. Because it's the only thing they know. Islam, radical Islam, is evil. It is. The Muslims of this world, and there's 1.5 billion of them. It's the Muslim religion. You can say what you want, but it's based on a lie. It truly is. Muhammad, okay? Muhammad was a warlord who had sex with 14-year-olds. He was a pedophile. And somehow or other, he's a prophet. It's ridiculous. It's worse than Scientology and the Church of Latter-day Saints and Jehovah's Witness all combined. And no offense to any of those. You can be whatever you want. It's a free country. You can worship anything you want until it infringes on my rights or it puts me in danger. You can believe anything you want. I don't give a damn. Who cares? I don't give a shit. You think I care about Scientologists? They're actually a joke. And the Church of Latter-day Saints, give me a break. Have you ever looked at that religion? And Jehovah's Witnesses? Oh my God. It just goes on and on. But hey, you're entitled. I will stand up and fight for your right to do that. Until your religion says that I should die. That's where I draw the line. Call me wacky, but that's what I believe. So anyway, that's what I got today. And I hope I helped out a little bit. And I hope if you get a chance, go to YouTube, look at my YouTube channel. It's Average Joe Nation. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe, like, that kind of thing. Again, that's just it's currency for YouTube. It's currency. That's all it is. Without it, you don't get out into the mainstream. You just don't. You're standing. You're wading along the shore's edge. I want to be out in there where the current's at. That's what I want. At least touch it. At least a little bit. So anyway, appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. And if you are a subscriber, forward it to somebody else. Share this with somebody else. Okay. All right, guys. Till next time.